Okay, this is problem 4. Ventura Corp. And what they do is they supply high quality tents that sell for $170 each. And these are, they say, usage and price expectations. In other words, these are their standards. So for direct materials, it's 10 yards of material, 10 yards per unit at $5 per square yard. And direct labor is 1.2 hours per unit at $15 per direct labor hour. So throughout the year, they use 34,000 yards of fabric and making 3,250 tents. So remember to be careful when you've got information like this in the paragraph. You might want to make a little table on the side and put down your facts, so you really have them down. They originally planned to produce and sell 3,000 tents. Okay, so you can see they made 3,250, but the budget was for 3,000. So in keeping with the desire to hold some inventory on hand, it purchased 36,000 square yards of canvas at $5.15 a yard. So they purchased 36,000, but they used 34,000. Then Ventura's direct labor cost totaled $64.80 for the 3780 hours. So this is your actual direct labor cost. And if we take the $64.80 and divide it by the $37.80, we get $16 per hour. So you can see our standard was $15 per hour, but we paid $16. So the first thing they want is the direct material and direct labor price and efficiency variances. And the way I do it is I put the two columns in the center. So you've got one for purchased and one for used. And this is your APAQ column here. No, sorry. Your APSQ column in the center. So the actual quantity times actual price, we bought 36,000 yards at $5.15 a yard. So that's how much we paid for direct material, $185.4. And that's our actual. We purchased 36,000 yards at the standard price would have been $5 per yard. All right, so that means our price variance here would be the difference, and we spent more than what the plan would have said to spend, so that's $5,400 unfavorable. And then with usage variance, we used 34,000 yards. Standard price is $5 a yard. And what the flexible budget would have said was that it's our standard quantity, our actual units, we made 3,250 tents, and we multiply that then by all standard numbers. So times $10 per yard times, 10 yards per tent, and then $5 per yard. So your total flexible budget here is $162.5. And if you scroll down here, it's cleaner over here. Okay, there's your $162.5. So it's easier to read on the next page in the solutions. But I want to be able to point to the facts up here. Okay, then for direct labor, our actual quantity would be 3780 hours, okay, that we worked. It's here someplace, right? Yeah, 3780 hours that we worked at $16 an hour was the $64.80 that was given. And the AQAP column would be the 37, that's our actual quantity, was 3780. Standard price is $15 per direct labor hour, okay? Yeah, and then that gives us $56.70. So we've got an unfavorable variance again. Our actual is higher. An unfavorable variance of $37.80, and this is just a coincidence, okay, that they're both served $37.80. It's kind of too bad that it happened. But you can see that the difference here is in the prices. So our actual price was $16. Our standard price would have been $15. All right, so that's what keys you into it being an unfavorable variance. Now on this side, we look at efficiency or usage, and we have our flexible budget says $15 per hour times 1.2 hours for each unit. Okay, so 1.2 hours times 3,250 units. That is your standard right there. Okay, so it's kind of nice to write it out. If you put this in one equation, it's pretty easy to get lost quickly, so think about it before you do it. but we have 56.70 and 58.5. So what is that? That would be this is our flexible budget, so that would be no, it would be favorable. And the way to look at it is to look at the hours, okay? 3780 versus 1.2 times 3250. And if we multiply that out, 3250 times 1.2, we get 3900. Okay, so the flexible budget said, well, your expense could be 3900 tenths, but ours is less. Okay, ours is the 3780. I think that's the tenths. These are hours here. I'm looking at the, yeah, that's right. So that's an $1,800 favorable variance because the actual quantity is like less than what the standard would have been. All right. What else do we have then? Then we've got to look at, have to move down here to this one. Yeah. They asked for the journal entries here. So we've got, we just did direct material and direct labor, price and efficiency, and then we recorded the journal entries to accompany these transactions. So it's purchase, usage, and direct labor. So here's the purchase, and the thing to remember is that it actually gets recorded at standard. Okay, so that material gets recorded at the standard price, and then we record price variance, okay, as part of it. When we use it, we take it out, we put it in, this is direct material inventory, we take it out of inventory at standard, because that's the way it went in, and we put it into work in process. All right, and we've got direct material efficiency variance that shows up for 7,500. And then finally direct labor, we would debit work in process for direct labor, and we've got some price variance and some efficiency variance, so the total credit would go to salaries and wages payable. Okay,